Hello and welcome to S for Science. And what's the golden number, also known as the divine proportion or the golden ratio? It's a very interesting number that surely you have already heard about. Your math teacher at the time would have defined it for you in this way or this other one. Both ways mean the same thing. But what's so special about this number? Well, it was defined as early as 300 BC by a mathematician named Euclid, that for the first time in the history of mankind made an exact definition of the number. And why in such an ancient age was anyone trying to understand that number? Well, for a very simple reason, because it's everywhere. What do I mean by that? Let's do a rewind of history. Already in the oldest monuments of humanity, we find the golden number. In the built structures. In the pyramid of Cheops, look at this image. As you can see, in the pyramid, there is a golden ratio. For its construction, this number was used. Let's see another example. Here, this is the Parthenon of Athens. And as you can see, it also follows a proportion. Fascinating, right? Let's continue. Here what you see, it's a kind of definition of the number. The largest squares divided by the one that follows it, which is smaller, always gives you the golden number. That is, the largest square, the largest of all, divided by the second largest, always gives you the golden ratio, and so on. Let's go to art because it has also been used in the art world. This painting by Leonardo da Vinci, the Mona Lisa, also shows the number. It was used to make the artwork, and as you can see, some of the elements of the painting coincide with the proportions of the golden ratio, or this other one by Velázquez, Las Meninas. The elements of the painting are also ordered following the golden ratio. The golden number is also found in nature, and that's where it is really abundant. And believe it or not, it is much closer to you than you think. In fact, it's in your navel. It's not a joke. If you divide what you measure from your head to your toes by the distance that separates your navel from the ground, guess what you get? Try it. Indeed, you get the golden number. Coincidence? I don't think so. Let's keep going. There's the classic example of the nautilus, a cephalopod that has a shell that, as you can see in this image, matches exactly with the golden spiral. There are more indirect examples, as in the case of populations. For instance, if you have a population of rabbits and you make them reproduce and have more generations, as long as you divide one generation by the previous one, you get the golden number. Another slightly more complicated case is that of plants. Flowering plants always have two petal creation spirals. One is longer, contains more petals, and the other one is shorter, with fewer petals. And always, if you divide the number of petals on the long spiral by the number of petals on the short spiral, you get the golden number. There are many more examples. Here you have a selection of images in which you can see many cases. And what's really fascinating about this number is that it makes you wonder how it can be found in so many places. There's no logical explanation at the moment, because how can it be that it is in your body, it is in the plants, it is in animals, it is in the growth of populations? You can search the internet and you'll find many cases of examples that follow the golden number. And that is it from me. I've made a brief summary of this number that is very fascinating. If you liked it, please give it a like, share the video, subscribe to the channel, because in every video I'll be teaching more and more interesting things about science. And never forget that the number is much closer to you than you think at all times. Bye.